Good morning, very good morning to third BCom Computers and General students. Previous class I explained you about the commercial banks from Unit 1 and from Unit 1 only the second important question I am going to explain to you now for the final examination. It is also one of the very important question as well as answer. I am going to explain now to you. That is, the question is unit banking and branch banking. This is from first unit itself. Clear? So first and the foremost thing is differences between the unit banking and branch banking. So single bank, unit banking, single, usually small bank that provides financial services to its local community, does not have any other branch else or elsewhere. Means, say unit banking itself, the word itself is telling that unit banking means the bank which is going to which is not having any branches. It is a bank, a single bank without any branches. There are no other branches anywhere in the country or in any of the places. It provides financial services to which people? To the local community. Okay, it is providing the financial services to the local community people. Which bank? Unit bank. All are listening? Unit bank. So unit bank is also actually it was first started in USA. It is the home. USA is the home of unit banking system. Approximately 2/3 of the American banking offices are unit banks. I repeat, what is the home of unit banking? Which country is the home of unit banking? Is United States of America is the home of unit banking system. Because 2/3 of the USA population is having unit banking system. So a unit banking operations are carried through a single office and confined to a particular place. They have only the single office and they are to a particular area only. These banks have no branches. In some expectational cases, the banks are allowed to have the branches within the limited area. In some specialized cases, unit banks are allowed for having the branches but in particular area only. Okay, when you come for the branch banking, about banks that is connected to one or more other banks in an area or outside it, provides all the usual financial services but is backed and ultimately controlled by large financial institution. Branch banking itself, the word itself is telling in a simple words that the bank which is having many number of branches and the head office is going to be there at a particular place. So clearly I'll explain you once again. Branch banking system, the bank which have head office in one town and branches in different parts of the country. The affairs of the branches are directed by the branch manager in accordance with the regulations and the policies of the head office. According to the head office, the manager is going to dictate the policies and regulations to follow by all the branch offices. Each bank is a single entity owned by the group of shareholders and controlled by the group of directors. Each bank is a single entity owned by the group of shareholders and controlled by the group of directors. England offers an example of branch banking system. Which country? England is example for branch banking system, whereas USA is an example for unit banking system. After the merge of the National Provisional Bank with the Westminster Bank to form National Westminster Bank, there are only 4 branches. Later on this has changed into 13,500 branches across the England. Okay, so branch banking means the banks which are having many number of branches but the head office is at one place. The head office is only controlling and regulating all the policies to all the branches existing throughout the country. Next, Stability, when you come for the differences, the point here we are explaining about the stability of unit banking and branch banking. Unit banking stability, if you see, extremely prone to failure when local economy struggles, because it is limited to a particular area. If any losses are occurring in area, means the bank is going to be in the downfall. That is stability of unit banking. Whereas typically very resilient, able to withstand the local recessions, example bad harvest season in a farming community, thanks to the banks of backing of other branches. So whereas the stability of the branch banking, if you see, if one branch is getting a loss, the other branches can recover the loss which is occurred by one branch. So there is a stability for the branch banks, but there is no stability for the unit banking. Next point, if you say the legal history of the unit banking and the branch banking, let's see the unit banking, preferred form of banking most of USA history despite its tendency to fail. Even though it is failing bank which is coming from USA, proponents were wary of branch banking, concentration of the power and money. Continuously it is going to concentrate in one particular area and to solve the problems of one particular area in power in the field of money. Whereas legal history of the branch banking, if you see, it is restricted or prohibited for the most of USA history, allowed in all 50 states following regulatory interstate banking and branches efficiency act of 1994. According to the efficiency act of 1994, it is having many branches, it is having a good legal history. Which one? Branch banking. Next, loans and advances. If you talk about the unit banking, unit and advances, loans and advances can be influenced by authority and power. Here the loans and advances are given by the authority and the power depending upon the locality and the securities of the particular areas. Loans and advances are based on merit irrespective of the status. Here in the branch banking, it is depending upon the merit irrespective of the status. Whereas if you come for financial resources of the unit banking, large financial resources are there only in one branch under unit banking. Whereas large financial resources in each branch are available for the branch banking system. Decision making, if you go for the decision making of the unit banking, time is saved as decision making in the same branch, because time is saved. In which place it is saved? Unit banking, the time is going to be saved because single branch is there, the directors and the managers are going to be at very one place existing, so easily the decision making is going to takes place in unit banking. Whereas in branch banking, delay in decision making, because as they have to depend on head office, the branch banking decision making may be delayed because it is depending upon the head office. The information should come from the head office to all the various branches. When you talk about the funds of the unit banking, funds are allocated in one branch and no support of the other branches, because it is not having any other branch, it is a single branch. So financial support is going to be less for the unit banking, whereas funds are transferred from one branch to another branch in a branch banking system. If one unit is at loss also, they can transfer the money from another to the bank where it is in loss. Branches, when you talk about the unit banking, during the financial crisis, unit bank has to close down, hence lead to regional imbalances or no development in banking system of unit. So unit banking can be easily closed down, shut down because of losses. Whereas underutilization of the funds by branch would lead to the regional imbalances. Suppose in the branch banking also there are the losses, but underutilization leads to the losses, but if they efficiently use the finances, it will be good. Clear? Next is specialization. Specialization not possible due to lack of trained staff and knowledge. So specialization not possible due to lack of trained staff and knowledge. Specialization, division of labor is possible, and hence specialization is possible. So in branch banking, the specialization means dividing and initiating different works for different people. Competition, less competition within the banking. Unit banking, there is no competition at all, whereas in the branch banking, high competition with the branches. In branch banking, there is huge competition with the branches. Used for development of banks. So profits are used for the development of banks in unit banking, whereas in the branch banking, profit shared by the banks with its branches. So, possible and less risk of bad debts. For which banking? For unit banking, less uses risk of the bad debts. No proper distribution of capital and power, because it is single bank. There is no distribution of capital and power. Rate of interest is not uniform, as the bank has own policies and rates. So there is no uniformity in charging the rate of interest in unit banking system, because policies and rate of interest depends upon its own banking system itself. Whereas in the branch banking, it is not possible. Bad debts are very high, risk of bad debts is very high. Proper distribution of capital and power, rate of interest is uniformed and specified by the head office or based on the instructions from RBI. According to the RBI instructions, the rate of interest is going to change in the branch banking system. Deposits and assets in unit banking, deposits and assets are not diversified and are at one place, hence risk is not spread. Risk is going to be at one place only in unit banking system. Deposits and assets are diversified, scattered, and hence risk is spread at various places. Risk is spread at various places in branch banking system. Unit and branch banking system, clearly banks are single most important financial institutions in the economic development of the country. Both unit bank branch as well as the bank branches, economic development is possible. Well functioning and sound banking system is necessary for sustained economic growth. Banking as a service industry plays important role in the financial intermediation. It provides services through its outlets spread over in different geographical area or in a specific areas. These outlets are known as branches. Branches play important role in information gathering and matching the needs of depositors and borrowers. Branch banking system is different countries can be classified in two banking system, unit banking and branch banking. In unit banking systems, operations are restricted to a limited area. Unit banking is dependent on its localized customer base. In unit banking, there are high convenience cost for residents of that area. Unit bank has to raise and utilize its capital, deposits locally. Under unit banking, the number of bank offices that a town can support is a function of minimum deposits, loans which are under banking system. Local area banks or regional rural banks in India are replica of the example of unit banking. Advantage of unit banking, if you talk, due to limited and restricted area of operation, unit banking system enjoys certain inherent advantages. In unit banking, a bank is well versed with local conditions, local needs, etc. Being well versed with the economic problems, financial requirements of the masses and business community, bank is able to design and marketing financial products to suit the needs for all segments. Bank develops an image of friendly and caring bank, which ultimately helps in developing business and customers loyalty, which enables bank in building long lasting relationship with customers and in cross selling of the products. The operating cost of unit banking is much lower than the banks following the branch banking. The employees of the unit banks are like a close knit society, which helps in building mutual trust and confidence. This creates congenial environment at the workplace and enhances employees improvement, that is productivity. Bank is able to have direct supervision and control over its operations, thus reducing if not eliminating the chance of the losses arising due to frauds and forgeries. Disadvantages are also there for the unit banking. Restricted area of operation poses limitations on business and exposes banks to various types of risk and shocks. It can provide only limited range of services to its clients. Business depends on economic conditions and business prospects of the area. It has to utilize services of its correspondent banks for providing services to its customers outside the area of operation. Branch banking, if you talk about, as per Branch Banking Regulations Act of 1949, branch or branch office is relation to the banking company, means any branch or branch office, whether called pay office or sub pay office or by other name, at which deposits are received, checks cashed or money lent, and for the purpose of section 35 includes any place of business where any other forms of business referred to in subsection 1 of section 6 is transacted. So what is telling? Section 35 includes any place of the business where any other form of business referred to its subsection 1 of section 6 is transacted. According to the Companies Act, advantage of branch banking. Branch banking have many advantages. Since there are no geographical binding on doing business, it has broadened customer base. There are no constraints in mobilization of resources and their utilization. Business risk is well spread over. Losses arising in an area are taken care by earnings in the other area, which neutralize risk, and bank is protected from step backs. Branching has two separate effects on a bank profile. It reduces risk inherent to a given type of assets through diversification and helps banks in adjusting their assets and liabilities. In branch banking, banks can make proper deployment of resources. There are places where a branch receives more deposits than it makes advances. Deposits received by one branch can be profitably used as loans or investments by other branches. There are certain centers where the deposit acceleration is low, whereas demand for advances are high. Surplus funds gathered at one location can be utilized by and unless the supply and demand for the capital is exactly the same across location, branches will specialize each other to some degree in either collection of deposits or disbursement of loans and advantages. There are also disadvantages of branch banking in comparison to unit banking system. It has high cost of operation since the branches are spread over vast geographical area. Effectiveness and efficiency of supervision and control mechanism gets diluted, which exposes the banks of various types of risk. Banks have to open controlling and supervision centers at different locations, with enhances cost of supervision. Need of branch banking, if you talk about, there are a number of factors that over the years have made banks to establish multiple offices. A few of them are given below. The demand for banking facilities has accelerated due to population explosion, economic growth, and the development of new commercial areas. These have resulted into expansion of branch network. Bankers feel that it is difficult to expand business and increase profit if they are tied to one central location. As major portion of Indian population is dependent on agriculture, this section of the society lives in rural areas, which has resulted into establishment of business enterprise in and around submarine belt. It but natural that the bank would like to tap growing business opportunities. Migration of population to new areas has also necessitated the demand for banking facilities. Next, the meaning of correspondent banking. Correspondent bank is a bank that acts as an agent to another bank. Thus, a bank without physical presence in a location can provide the banking services to its customers in overseas by entering into reciprocal arrangements. So corresponding bank is not a bank with its physical unit, but it is doing the services to its correspondent to its agent banks for the overseas. Also it is doing the services. Chain banking. The term chain banking refers to the situation in which informal groups own or control more than one bank. Any branch banks having centralized databases or offering their customers facilities therein they can operate their accounts from any branch of the bank. This has become possible with the implementation of core banking system. Local area banks, if you talk, with a view to providing institutional mechanism for promoting rural saving as well as for the provision of credit for viable valuable economic activities in the local area, Reserve Bank of India has decided to allow the establishment of new local branches in the private sector. This is expected to bridge the gaps in credit availability and enhance the institutional credit framework in the rural and the semi-urban areas. The object of setting up of local area banks in private sector is to cater to the credit needs of the local people and to provide efficient and competitive financial intermediation services in their area of operation. Offshore banking units. An offshore banking unit of a bank is deemed to foreign branches of the parent bank situated within India. The parent bank is situated in India and shall undertake international banking business involving foreign currency, demonetized assets and liabilities. The Reserve Bank of India has given permission to certain select banks in India fulfilling certain criteria to set up overseas banks, special economic zones and special economic entity which intermediates a financial transaction between one non-resident borrower and lenders for facilitating exports from India. So once again, local area banks with a view to providing institutional mechanism for promoting rural area saving as well as for the provision of credit for viable economic development activities in India. Reserve Bank had decided to allow the establishment of new local banks in the private sector. This is expected to bridge the gaps in credit availability and enhance the institutional credit framework in rural and semi-urban areas. The object of setting up of local area branches to cater. So, the answer is about the differences between the unit banking and the branch banking. Very important answer for the final examination. I may not explaining the unit, I am explaining the question and answers. Okay. So these two are very important answers from the first unit. I request all the students to learn these two answers for the final examinations. Thank you. Thank you very much, students.